Now we want to take a live look at Hurricane Ida right now. Let's start out with this view from New Orleans where the wind and rain is battering the city. I mean, just take a look at this camera. It is shaking. You can barely see anything there. Meantime, in Baton Rouge, an eerily quiet scene as the storm inches closer. At last check, more than 350,000 people are without power currently in Louisiana. Meteorologist Trevor Birchett has been covering this storm for days. Hurricane Ida is hitting our neighbors down south hard. We're talking heavy rain, wind, and storm surge. Trevor, what's the latest?
Yeah, Yvonne, it is rough down there right now. I want to show you radar just to give you an idea of how big this storm is. We've got rain from Baton Rouge through New Orleans, even over to the Mississippi and Alabama Gulf Coast. In fact, we've had several tornado warnings for Mississippi and Alabama as those outer rain bands have begun to move in. Let me zoom on in here because I want to show you that eye. That is where the most intense weather is, and those bands around it over toward Houma and Thibodaux and up into New Orleans. That is where we're seeing wind gusts right now over 100 miles an hour. That's what you just saw on that camera. That was between New Orleans and Slidell. Absolutely insane winds, even a lot of lightning on the southeastern eyewall. That is a sign that the storm is continuing to intensify. And we just showed you Baton Rouge as well. There you see it. Nothing right now, but give it another hour or two and they are going to be in the same situation. And as you know, this storm is expected to continue to move off to the north and eventually to the northeast. That's going to bring some impacts right here into Memphis and the mid-south by about this time tomorrow. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'll tell you exactly what we can expect here in the Mid-South and what time you need to be prepared, Yvonne.
Trevor, thank you so much. Now, we knew that this storm would be powerful. Again, you've been talking about this for quite some time. This is a look from the sky inside of the NOAA Aircraft Operations Center. The crew is literally flying into the eye of the hurricane right over the Gulf of Mexico. Incredible view, but terrifying what's happening on the ground right now. Absolutely. And you're going to, of course, keep us covered. And Trevor, we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Now on Local 24 News, meteorologist Trevor Birchett with the Mid-South certified most accurate forecast.
I want to take you back to that live view just north of New Orleans. If you're familiar with the area, this is on I-10 from New Orleans going north into Slidell, and that is just remarkable, folks. And I think even more remarkable, we have seen folks driving up and down this bridge. I would like to hope that they're first responders, somebody that has a reason to be out there, because these are wind gusts. New Orleans Airport reporting gusts of close to 100 miles an hour right now, and you can see it. I don't know how much longer we're going to have this camera, but you can see the lake water just flying by. The wind absolutely incredible out there, and reports of damage already coming in from New Orleans and the French Quarter. We'll get more on Ida in just a little bit, but we've got some storms already moving in here to Memphis in the Mid-South, and this is from some of the outer bands of Ida. So spotty storms, maybe some showers or two down into northeastern Mississippi. Take a look at that. Heavy rain now in Quitman County north of Marks, and all of this moving off to the north and west. So within the next hour or two, it's likely that we're going to have some spotty showers here in Memphis. So keep that in mind. Those will last off and on all night. We're getting into that pattern now where we're going to see more and more rain develop. So showers possible anytime tonight, a little breezy as well. 76 degrees for your low. And then, of course, after tonight, the big story for us is going to be Hurricane Ida. Here's the latest radar loop. Very, very strong Category 4 storm made landfall earlier. Now has winds of 130 miles an hour. And it's just to the south of Baton Rouge, and that's generally the direction that it is headed. Take a look at this eye wall just to the east of Houma, Louisiana. And that's going to be moving to the north and west toward Thibodaux and Nicholls State University. And right around the eye there, that is where we have those winds of 130 gusting to 150 miles an hour. Luckily, that's a smaller area. You know, it's not 130 mile an hour winds all across the storm, but still destructive winds likely there around the center of the storm. It's going to be near Jackson tomorrow as a tropical storm, and then here into our area tomorrow night into Tuesday. That's going to bring us the threat for some rough weather right here in Memphis in the Mid-South. So tomorrow morning, rain beginning for the morning commute, so keep that in mind. Might not be raining right when you wake up, but rain will develop as we go through the morning, and especially by the afternoon. 80% chance of rain after lunchtime, and it's basically going to rain off and on from lunchtime tomorrow, possibly through lunchtime on Tuesday. Our severe weather threats look like this. Again, Monday morning through Tuesday morning, heavy rain, the biggest concern, a high risk of rainfall totals 2 to 4 inches, gusty winds a possibility, and tornadoes. We can't rule out It's a low-end risk, but still possible. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Again, rainfall totals look like this: 2 to 4 inches in North Mississippi, 1 to 2 inches a little closer to Memphis, and then lower rainfall totals, less than an inch into eastern Arkansas. So the best threat of flash flooding is going to be for our friends in North Mississippi. Here's our wind threat, and it's really much of the same. The heaviest wind is going to be in North Mississippi, 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts. Here in Memphis, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. Again, that's tomorrow morning through Tuesday morning. And a threat of brief tornadoes, that too mainly going to be limited to North Mississippi. These tropical tornadoes are usually weak and very quick, but it's still something we're going to have to watch out for carefully. That would be, again, especially Monday afternoon. So rain and wind develops through the day tomorrow. Some morning showers Tuesday, but I think Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening looking good. And then look at that. That's one positive of the storm. Temperatures down into the mid and upper 80s. We don't hit the 90s until the weekend, but sunshine continues all the way through Labor Day weekend. Looking fantastic with no rain after Tuesday. Now, Local 24 News is tracking the latest developments and the impact the storm will have right here in the Mid-South. You can stay in the know with the latest news on Hurricane Ida while you're on the go by downloading that Local 24 News app. It's totally free in the App Store. More news after this. Stay with us.